Milk has always been one of the most controversial topics. Over the past decade, conflicting views on milk have left many people confused. Some argue that milk is an essential, nutritious food that helps maintain health and promote strong bones. Meanwhile, others warn that milk could lead to cancer and even speed up aging, resulting in early death. So, what is the truth? Why do we continue to consume milk if such dangers exist? Before drawing any conclusions, let's take a closer look at the role of milk in the human body and its effects on health. Milk is an essential source of nutrition for all mammals after birth. In the first months of life, when their digestive systems are not fully developed, milk provides all the necessary nutrients to help the body grow and stay healthy. It contains fats, vitamins, minerals, and especially lactose, milk sugar, along with antibodies and proteins that protect the body from infections and help regulate the immune system. However, milk production is a labor-intensive process, especially for humans. As we grow older, we stop drinking breast milk and switch to other types of diets. This transition has been happening for thousands of years. Around 11,000 years ago, when our ancestors began establishing the first agricultural communities, they domesticated animals capable of providing milk, such as goats, sheep, and cattle. These animals not only provided nourishing food but could also consume foods that humans could not, turning them into a rich and easily digestible food source. The development of the dairy cattle industry gave an evolutionary advantage to milk-consuming communities, helping them survive during harsh periods. This also led to genetic changes in these communities, enabling them to adapt to lactose digestion, a sugar found in milk. Newborns have a high level of the enzyme lactase, which helps them break down lactose easily. However, as we grow older, our bodies produce less of this enzyme, leading to lactose intolerance in some adults. In fact, about 65% of the global population cannot digest lactose beyond infancy. The rate of lactose intolerance is unevenly distributed worldwide. For example, in some East Asian communities, the rate can be as high as 90%, while in Northern Europe and North America, it is much lower. This can be explained by a genetic mutation that occurred independently in a few populations, giving them the ability to digest lactose, which in turn allowed them to use milk as a key nutritional source. As these people migrated and intermingled with other communities, the ability to digest lactose gradually spread. So why is milk so controversial, even though it has been an important part of our diets for thousands of years? The contrasting opinions on milk stem from both its benefits and risks. Some older studies have suggested a link between milk and an increased risk of certain cancers, such as breast cancer, colorectal cancer, and prostate cancer. However, more recent meta-analyses have shown no clear evidence that milk is a cause of cancer. On the other hand, some studies suggest that calcium found in milk may help protect against colorectal cancer, though the link is still unclear. Other research indicates that consuming too much milk, over 1.25 liters per day, might increase the risk of prostate cancer. However, these studies are inconsistent, and other studies found no negative effects from milk consumption. When it comes to heart health, meta-analyses have also failed to find any relationship between milk consumption and the risk of heart disease, stroke, or overall mortality. Some studies even suggest that consuming dairy products could reduce the risk of high blood pressure. However, the evidence is still too weak to make any firm conclusions. What about bones? Many people believe that milk helps strengthen bones, but not all studies support this claim. Some studies have found no positive or negative effects on the bone health of adults. What most people worry about is the presence of pesticides, antibiotics, and hormones in milk. In reality, milk does contain hormones, but at very low levels. To ingest the same amount of hormones as from a pill, you would need to drink about 5,000 liters of milk, and even then, most of the hormones would be destroyed in the digestive process. As for pesticides and antibiotics, there are strict regulations in most countries to ensure that any residues in milk are harmless. Milk that exceeds these limits is not allowed to be sold, so there's no reason to worry about these issues. However, for people who are allergic to milk or have lactose intolerance, the negative effects of milk can be very real. Milk allergies are quite common in children, with about 1 in 18 children in Germany affected. However, Most of these allergies will decrease or disappear as children grow older. Skim milk has also been found to significantly increase the incidence of acne, with a 24% increase in those who regularly consume it. So, is milk really good for your health? Milk, whether from mothers, cows, sheep, goats, or camels, is a highly nutritious food. It provides all the necessary macronutrients and many essential micronutrients. Especially in regions where people have difficulty getting enough calories, milk can significantly contribute to good health and reduce infant mortality rates. For people living in developed countries, milk is generally safe if they are not allergic or intolerant to it. Particularly for children, milk is an effective way to provide calcium to the body. Moreover, milk is also an important source of vitamin B12 and other B vitamins for vegetarians, helping to supplement nutrients that might be lacking in plant-based diets. However, this does not mean that you must drink milk to be healthy. There are plenty of other alternatives with similar nutritional benefits, and not drinking milk won't affect your health. While milk is a great source of nutrition, we cannot ignore the significant environmental impact of milk production. Around 33% of the world's arable land is used for livestock grazing, including dairy cattle. Although carbon emissions from dairy products have decreased since 1990, milk production is still responsible for about 3% of total greenhouse gas emissions, even more than the entire aviation industry. Moreover, the dairy industry is also associated with animal cruelty, particularly in large-scale factory farms. Cows in the dairy industry undergo repeated insemination, are separated from their calves shortly after birth, and are slaughtered once their bodies can no longer produce milk effectively. This means that consuming milk not only harms animals but also contributes to global climate change. Therefore, plant-based milks might be a better alternative, especially in terms of environmental impact. Among plant-based milks, only soy milk has a comparable nutritional value to cow's milk. Other plant-based milks, such as almond milk, rice milk, or coconut milk, need to be artificially fortified with vitamins and calcium to match the nutritional content of cow's milk. These types of milk can serve as alternatives to dairy milk, and their environmental impact is another story. Many plant-based milks require less energy, land, and water to produce, which means they have a much lower environmental impact than animal-based milk. Overall, milk remains a very important food for many people's health, but it also has a negative impact on the planet and animals. The issue is that we need to carefully consider and make responsible decisions about milk consumption. If you choose to consume milk, opt for products from sustainable and environmentally responsible farms. Alternatively, you can switch to plant-based milks to reduce the negative effects on both your health and the planet. We need a society that is awakened and ready to act in finding sustainable solutions for milk and food consumption in general. Let's make intelligent and responsible decisions, not just for our health, but also for the future of the planet.